So Nintendo just revealed officially that apparently dungeons are returning, traditional dungeons, at least to some extent, to The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which is pretty exciting because I think a lot of people's biggest disappointment about Breath of the Wild was the Divine Beasts. They were cool in theory, but they just lacked any kind of substance or anything really memorable whatsoever. So this is really, really cool to get some official announcement. By the way, before we jump into this, if you guys are excited for Tears of the Kingdom, be sure to keep it locked on the channel. I'll have a bunch of content for you guys, live Let's Plays. We're gonna have a bunch of guides. I did a ton for Breath of the Wild. Lots of different kind of guides, rupee farms and getting different kinds of gear and just a lot of different stuff. So keep it locked, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So what am I talking about? Well, Nintendo has been posting a sort of Ask the Developer series on the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom the past few days, and they just posted part 3 today at the time of recording this. And at the very bottom of it, there's a few different developers in this whole kind of segment, and they were talking about the fact that they were discussing the skies, but they said this title has its dungeons too, right? And this is what they responded. I'll throw it up on screen. You can see 3 different people responding. I don't know how to pronounce almost any of their names, so I'm not going to try, but the first dev responded saying, yes, we haven't talked about the dungeons yet. They've changed from the previous game. For example, there is a dungeon that connects directly from Hyrule's surface. If you dive from the sky straight into the dungeon, you'll trigger an event. We think this will be a new experience that wasn't possible in the previous game. Very interesting. The second person said, we've made dungeons unique to their respective environments, so we think you'll be able to enjoy the wide variety of regional characteristics. And then the third person said, making a wide variety was pretty challenging. The 4 divine beasts were the dungeons in the last game, and they shared similar designs. This time, though, the dungeons are huge and each carry their own regional look and feel, just like the traditional Legend of Zelda games. We think that they will provide a satisfying challenge for players. They were certainly a challenge to develop. And they laughed at the end of that. So interesting stuff. Now, I do like that third response specifically because that confirms that it's nothing like Divine Beasts, what we had with that. Because obviously, if they didn't mention Divine Beasts, they did mention how the Divine Beasts were dungeons, basically, right? They did mention that. But the key point in that sentence was the fact that they said they shared similar designs. That was the problem. That was a big problem because they had different themes, technically speaking, but aesthetically, design-wise, very similar. But this time they're saying dungeons are huge, so bigger than the Divine Beasts at least, and that they're all going to be carrying their own regional look and feel. The question is, are they going to be going with 4 dungeons where we're going to get like similar to the Divine Beasts? We're going to have, wind, fire, water, and, and I guess desert or electric or whatever it be in that kind of Gerudo region. Or are we going to get any additional ones? I mean, are we going to get like a forest dungeon? I mean, personally speaking, foresty dungeons, like kind of woods, like the Wood Temple or whatever it's called. I'm drawing a blank right off the top of my head right now. In Twilight Princess. I should know this because it's my favorite game of all time. That was one of my favorite dungeons in the game. I love foresty dungeons personally. We're gonna get something like that, maybe a spirit temple of sorts. I think maybe a spirit temple they could squeeze in somewhere. I mean, we know that there's gonna be something to do with the underground, of this whole map of Hyrule to some extent. But can we kind of, maybe have a spirit temple down there or something? That would be cool. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just going to be 4 dungeons, go to the final boss, similar to Breath of the Wild. Maybe it's going to be more than that. Either way, it's going to be different than Breath of the Wild, a little bit more in the traditional sense, as they're saying, and apparently a lot bigger than the Divine Beasts were. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about this. What kind of dungeons would you hope to see? And what do you expect to see from these dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom? Again, we're just a couple days away. Really exciting. I'm really excited to bring you guys a ton of content. Obviously, we already have been leading up to the launch, but again, post-launch, actual gameplay. So keep it locked, subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys soon in another one. Until then, friends, game on, and thanks for watching.